Hey traders, Friday night, 1:14, doing homework off hours. The point of this video is not a warning, I promise. It may sound a little bearish at time, but it's not. It's literally an update on the biggest companies on the planet, minus Apple. So what I did is I want to update us on FANGMAT, Microsoft, and Tesla. Apple is somewhat steady. So there are some things in these charts that are bearish, but one of them is so bearish that it's good right now, but it's also a coin flip. So again, the point of this video is to update us, not to freak us out. So please keep that in mind when I'm pointing down at things. All right. I'll start with this guy. So first of all, the day ended the green, and the comeback was from really red, which means that the day was really green from low to high, and mostly thanks to this guy. Netflix had an incredible candle, some right here, 5-minute candle, boom, up 4%. It gave back half of it, but that's fine. It had a headline that it's, I believe, raising prices or something. So it did bail the day out for everybody. So I'll start with this one. You can see right here, there was a bearish pattern. This is the worst of them, by the way, but it's the best now, except for earnings. So Head and Shoulders, I drew and talked about it many times in all of my other videos, saying that 520 could be the target, maybe down to 480. Well, it hit 520 and then some today, and then Miracle Pop bailed it out. The problem is earnings, which makes it a complete coin flip. Now, I did share a trade recently, and it's green now if you sold puts or put spreads. I would close it before the earnings. I would definitely not get long Netflix into the earnings. It's a coin flip. We don't know what's going to happen. You think you do, you don't. We can discuss this, and I can prove it to you mathematically that there is no way, absolutely no way, for the CEO of Netflix to know what the company stock is going to do the next day. The next day, not a week from the next day, the next day. Okay. So what about the rest? Oh, all right. So Facebook, similar situation, fighting for a neckline, except it hasn't triggered. Let me go to Amazon first, actually, second. Amazon is in a almost identical situation to Netflix, only like a few weeks behind. Look at it. Same pattern right there as it was here. Bearish pattern. It triggered, and they're trying to recover it. You can see they have lower highs. So it's lower highs. Let's expand it. Lower highs, the bears are in charge. That's fine. They do that. And then you're bumping against a line you're trying to hold. This candle may save it, because if it wasn't there, then as soon as they lose 3180, they go down. But this one kind of like messes the neckline up. So expect some support at 3175, and then expect support at 3128. But do expect that, look how accurate this is. Expect that if 31 people don't do this, that's machines. Expect that if 3128 is lost, 3125, 3124, it's a zone, because this is a daily chart and you can hardly see tiny numbers in here. If you lose that candle, let me show you the low is 3126.09 if you're interested. If you lose that, they will try to get lower, and 3050 zone support, but I think they can break 3000, maybe 2980. I would buy the dips when they happen, if they happen. If they don't, they can still recover it, but do expect sellers at 3300. So if you're long and it gets to 3300, I would book the win. Okay. Similar comments here. Lower highs trying to hold, but here the base is better. So Tesla, its own little beast, I think it has extreme support here. And if that support is lost, I don't want to even think about where it goes, but I will buy the dip. How will I buy the dip? However I buy the dip. If you like shares, then that's how I would buy the dip, buy shares. If you like to sell puts to buy shares, that's how I would buy. That is the easiest way to trade Tesla, is to sell puts or put spreads on really bad days. I've never lost doing that, if you know what you're doing. You can sell puts down here at the 650 level on a bad day and come out a winner. Support at 982, support at 950, really good support at 890, to give you an idea. We're talking lower. Everything up that happens, that's fine. I'm just trying to what? prep us, right? That was to get ready in case. All right, so what about Microsoft? I just did this video earlier and I cut it to shorten it. So it's trying to bounce. It does have support. Let's say support fails. It does have support here. I expect it to bounce, and it does bounce. I expect resistance here to here. So let's say the resistance fails and they come back for whatever reason and they lose that support on the second bounce. I think it'll go to here. And if they lose this one, I think it'll go to like 265. Okay, so one level at a time. These are not forecasts. These are not freakouts. These are, hey, if things go bad, that's how it may unfold, to know what to do. So if I take a trade and it falls to here and the trade goes red and I get a bounce, Nick says, book it. Get out of trouble. All right. Having said that, that's just not a warning. It's just what's at stake. This is the one where is most interesting right now. I'll show you how this happened to Netflix. So the simplest message on Google, by the way, a beast of a company, a monster. It's like a cash machine. Warning 1, if this fails, I expect a bounce, but if this fails, it's going to trigger a bearish pattern that will most likely trigger this one. And if you lose this one, I think it's going down to here. Because when the machine looks left and it loses support and says, uh-oh, where's my next support? Nope, not here, not here. Boom, this is one, this is one, this is one. So I think they will capitulate lower. And look, it would look like a head and shoulders. Shoulders, head, shoulders, boom. You think that doesn't happen like that? That's exactly what happened to Netflix. Look. So, no, wait, yeah. They had a warning 1, warning 2, and then they fell up. Not sorry, right here. Warning 1, warning 2, and then they capitulated. Now you have warning 1 and then warning 2 lower. Trust me, it does work out. In fact, it works out on any time frame. Let me share this with you. This is the S&P 1 minute chart. The other one was 1 day chart, a whole year. This is just 1 day. We were in the chat room live, 207 people in there. So I had witnesses. So I drew these lines because I said to somebody, hey, if the S&P takes this out, I think it can rally X number of points. They said, can you say that again? I said, I'll do you one better. I drew these ahead of time. This set right here. So this is what happened during the day thereafter. So we were here. They went up. They failed at the line. They came down. They bounced here. Look. Okay to look. It says okay to fall back to here, but not much lower. It fell back to here and not much lower, and it bounced right back. And boom, trigger. Don't look how it followed the zigzags. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm just following the charts to the left. I took cues from this and I did that. I got out here and I missed out on this, but that was totally fine. It played out tick for tick, not because I knew that I saw the future, because machines are predictable. You look left, you can trace them. Same with the IWM, same day, 5 minute chart, 11:45, 212.5 IWM, another pacemaker trigger. 214 calls 8 cents, expiring today, no respect, boom, bought it. 11:45, I marked it right there. We got this rally. Why? Because machines are predictable. They act they act on levels they've seen before. It's not a coincidence. Okay, so not a warning, just a recap, prep, checkpoint on the biggest companies on the planet. Apple did just fine. And I usually don't worry about Apple because even when things go bad, it becomes the piggy bank. So having said that, all right, let's do Apple. You see the head and shoulders here? You see that? You see that? And why is this one so much lower than that one? If they lose 168.23, warning 1. Is this starting to look familiar? If you lose 167.3, warning 2. And guess what? They're going to come down to 160, maybe even 157.5. Not my forecast. Head and shoulders, self-fulfilling prophecies. I don't think this should happen. It has a lot of support. But hey, the politicians may come out with some headlines that are great, facetiously speaking, or more Fed heads might want to come out and talk how they should raise rates. Somebody from JP Morgan said they're going to raise how many? Somebody told me 7 or 9 times this year. What? Anyway, that's the #1 bank in the world, basically, whose stock fell 6%. Expect the unexpected. I'm just prepping us for the oh schmutz moment. Warning 1, write it down, 168, round it, and 167.3. Those are pretty damn close together. You lose it, you're going whoop. All right. Happy weekend. We'll reconvene later